I'm Marty Stouffer, and this is northern Alaska, a treeless desert of ice and snow. This white wilderness forces animals to migrate or to adapt. Some stay white year-round. Others turn white with the coming of winter. Either way, you'll have to look closely. Nature has done an expert job of blending white on white. The climate this far north is too cold to support the growth of trees. The tallest plants are these stunted willows. Nevertheless, their twigs, leaves, and buds feed many creatures. Willow buds provide the main source of winter food for the willow ptarmigan. We think of cold and snow as equal parts of winter. But in the Arctic, cold is the enemy, while snow is a protective ally. For the ptarmigan, snow means survival. At night and during storms, the birds dig themselves in or just crouch and let it drift over them. In the morning or after the storm, the ptarmigan emerge from their snug shelter. Ptarmigan have adapted to snow in other ways. Feathered feet act as snowshoes and also conserve body heat. These members of the grouse family are white only in winter. In summer, their plumage is brown, and in spring and fall, it's mottled. This varying camouflage provides protection in all seasons. The short-tailed weasel, also called the ermine, is another creature whose coat changes color. In summer, it too is brown. The gyrfalcon has 3 permanent color phases. The birds are either white, gray, or dark. A white gyrfalcon stays white year-round, as do some other tundra animals. Like the gyrfalcon, the Arctic wolf stays white all year. A distant wolf makes the ptarmigan nervous, but they seem to sense that danger is not immediate. The wolf would probably prefer larger prey, like Dall sheep. But keen eyesight and sure-footedness keep the herd out of reach. Both ewes and rams have horns, but those of the ram grow much larger, curling like golden crowns around his head. Dall sheep are the only white wild sheep in the world. Closely related to the bighorn, they're at home on the icy crags of Alaska's mountains. Even with their advantages, they remain on guard. Far below, the lone wolf presents little danger to the sheep, but it's a major threat to the ptarmigan. This time, the ptarmigans sense a more serious situation. As the wolf draws near, the flock separates, and each bird searches out a hiding place. white feathers blending perfectly. The motionless ptarmigan become part of the landscape. In the Arctic, survival is often a matter of instinctive self-control. A ghostly shape approaches. An Arctic fox appears like a vision. Without its black nose and eyes, an Arctic fox would be practically invisible. To a collared lemming, however, the fox is very real. Lemmings are a major source of food for many creatures, and for the fox, they're essential. Fox populations rise and fall in unison with those of the lemming. Unlike the ground squirrels which live here, lemmings do not hibernate. They build extensive tunnels under the snow, where they feed on grasses and lichens. A lemming foraging outside its tunnel is at a much greater risk. Where there's one lemming, there may be more. The fox, like the lemming, stores food against a leaner time. As long as the keen-eared fox can hear another lemming moving under the snow, it continues to hunt. When the frightened lemming freezes, the fox leaves. The collared lemming is the only member of the vole family which turns white in winter. Also each winter, 2 claws on its forefeet become enlarged to aid in digging through snow. The severe Arctic winter forces each creature to migrate, adapt, or perish. White year-round, the snowy owl may migrate south when food is scarce, but it's well equipped to survive in the frozen north. Only eyes, beak, and talons show through a blanket of feathers. Like the fox, the owl depends on lemmings for food. And while many depend on camouflage, some Arctic animals, such as caribou, don't change color. Another is the muskox, with its thick, woolly coat. Size also has survival value. Cold climates favor bulky animals. As the herd moves through the lemming's tiny territory, its world of tunnels comes crashing down. In a rare moment, great meets small. That two creatures can be so perfectly adapted, yet so vastly different, is an astonishing reminder of nature's endless ingenuity. Many of the same creatures that are found north of the tree line in the Arctic are also found above timberline on mountains to the south. White feathers against white snow can help either the hunted or the hunter. The gyrfalcon is the largest member of the falcon family, and the one best adapted to extremes of cold and snow. Ptarmigan are its primary food. The gyrfalcon's flight looks effortless, as if evolution had done all the work, but the gyr is a powerful flyer. It often flies low to the ground to surprise its prey. Long pointed wings make the keen-eyed gyr fast and agile. Ironically, a ptarmigan can escape only by holding perfectly still. A ptarmigan in flight is no match for the gyr. We humans might feel that the death of the ptarmigan is sad, or we might say that this bird was not a very smart member of its species and should rightfully feed the gyrfalcon. But nature does not make judgments for either side. The extreme conditions in this land of the midnight sun help us comprehend the great tenacity with which all life perseveres. The Arctic tundra, with its long winters and harsh climate, is, surprisingly, the most sensitive environment in the world. Man must take careful steps to hide his presence here. Perhaps he can be inspired to do so by the creativity which nature uses to camouflage the many animals that survive by being white on white. I'm Marty Stouffer. Until next time, enjoy our wild America.